All right, guys, welcome back. Let me adjust this a little bit here. What is it today? Today's Tuesday, May 25th, 9 a.m., guys. We got a few gappers here that are kind of worth watching. This has been the first pre-market in quite a long time, it feels like, where I actually did a little bit of pre-market trading. I just did a small trade on TLC right here. Quick little pullback trade. Didn't really amount to too much. I could have probably done a second trade out of this one. I like the fast rate of change on TLC. It's looking really, really healthy. Very quick to trade. Exactly what we're usually looking for. Right now, it may be a bit extended, and I'm probably not going to do any more pre-market trading. Overall, I'm up 360 pre-market, which it's okay. It's, you know, honestly, let me bring up here how the months has been going. So stats. Let me give you guys a calendar overview here. January, you guys remember, very good. February, I think that was one of our best months, or was it March? I forgot. You know, trading profits around $14,000. April, that was the first very slow month, and then May, very slow as well. If we zoom in here just a little bit, and let me close this, zoom in a little bit more. So we go here to May. We had a good first start of the week, or the first week of the month was actually pretty nice. I was like, okay, nice. The slow momentum of April is gone, but then it came right back, and we went into kind of a slow activity here. Last week, also fairly slow. I only had one day over $500. That was here on Thursday. Only 3 trades. And this was, I actually closed a swing trade, so this isn't even day trading. And then I think day trading was like $100 or $200. And I feel like consistently every day trading has been like $100 here, $200 here. Usually that's like, when the market's hot, a $200 trade is like, oh, okay, you know, that was, you know, got the feet wet a little bit. Now it's like all day, I'm happy to walk away with north of $100. So the fact that we're up, you know, $360 pre-market kind of says a lot. I'm still not crazy stoked about it, just because overall the momentum has been a little bit slow for me personally and based on my trading strategy. But, you know, more than I can ask for, honestly, right now. ANPC, TLC, PIRS. ANPC is really the one I'm up on the most, mainly because we had some good moves here right in the beginning. We had a nice little upwards trend here on ANPC, and then I ended up buying this quick pullback back to the 9 EMA and then traded it very, very fast. Didn't get my fill either way. So it almost didn't even count. And then I was like, okay, pre-market's probably going to be dead. And then I was like, there's always, you know, I always say consolidation is not really a time where you want to be trading. You want to be weary of consolidation. And I kind of was. So when you trade consolidation, you don't want to get overly aggressive with breakouts because they tend not to have follow through. So with ANPC, that's exactly what we had here. I did end up trading this one, but I was quick to take my profits. Again, I was trading here when we were a little bit extended to the downside. We were doing a little bit of mean reversion, which is basically coming back to VWAP, and that's why I traded this dip here and sold right away on the 9 EMA. So very, very quick trading here on ANPC. Again, not really enough size to make it worthwhile, but ended up being my biggest winner so far pre-market. Let me actually see here if I have Tuesday's gapper. Yeah, this Chinese biotech, 6 million float, 58 million market cap. They launched a novel cancer treatment technology and product joint venture utilizing findings from 10 years of early stage cancer detection work involving over 222,000 sample database. Sounds pretty good. Enough to make ANPC one of our lead gappers, especially earlier in the morning. Now it's selling off a little bit. I'm kind of wondering, you know, are we going to get a little bit more continuation from ANPC? Right now it's, I don't know. This price action here is pretty nasty. It's just been consistently selling off now. We've had so many failed spikes on ANPC. We've traded this ticker almost on every big green day, which ended up being a red day, more or less. Candle-wise, because it doesn't hold its highs very well. It gaps up high, and then it sells off the rest of the day, more or less. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a similar situation here. I would probably consider trading this one again. 5.5 is definitely a big support zone for now, but ANPC, we'll see how we want to play it. TLC, our next pick here, worth watching. Just had a little bit of a flush here. Taiwan Biotech, 36 million float, 205 million market cap. Announces approval of new drug application in India. So it has that catalyst. This ticker has been, slowly crawling up all pre-market. Yesterday it had a nice little green day as well, 20%. And then randomly had a big spike of volume, and that's actually when I started trading it. I originally wanted to jump in right here. I didn't place a limit order, but I wanted to buy this breakout as it was pulling back here, but I just missed it by like a hair. And then it shot up another 15%. I probably would have closed right away at 7.4 or something like that, knowing how I've been trading lately. I have not been holding my trades very long. Like some trades I should, but in general, I've probably been avoiding a lot of red because of that, so I can't complain. But yeah, we'll see. Right now, TLC, I'm a little bit more weary with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, the price is roughly at 7.30. So we're kind of in this no man zone. A little bit of support here at 7. I think we might have another high at 8.5 or so. That's kind of where we were running up to before. So that's kind of the place to break. Vanish is SFT a buy? You know what? It's a really, really good question. With that $75 million convertible note they just came out with, it's tough. It really sheds light on how fast this company is bleeding cash. I'm thinking about doing a whole video again on SFT. So if you're curious, let me know. I have a video about SFT. I just rewatched it. That came out last week, and I would probably consider watching it again if you haven't seen it at all. It definitely will get you kind of caught up to speed on my thoughts on SFT. Where is that video? That's right here. Is Shift Technologies a buy? It actually got a huge spike of views yesterday. I think it was like at 200 or 300 views, and then yesterday evening it got a big spike of views. So maybe worth checking out. PRVB popping up, guys. Good moves on this one. Let's check out what this ticker is doing right now, because our second ticker PIRS is kind of dying here. I traded it a few times, but it's not really amounting to much. I do want to review PIRS at one point. But I think PRVB takes the center stage for now. Let's review PRVB. This is a USA Biotech Provention Bio. Roughly 510 million market caps, kind of on the high side. 48 million float. It's okay, also more on the high side. Right now it's gapping up around 50%. That's definitely not something we can discount fully. That's really nice. Not sure what the catalyst is on this one yet. The FDA will hold an advisory committee meeting on Thursday, May 27th. That's in 2 days. To consider the company's biological license applications for type 1 diabetes. That could be big news. So it's buy the rumor, sell the news potential right here on PRVB. I'm not trading a ticker until it's proven to hold its highs. Technically, it hasn't done any consolidation or anything that would allow us to kind of get a better idea of if it's holding its highs. $10 seems to be a bit of a pivot zone. I'd also watch this $15 zone. 12.5 or so is worth watching. Maybe here at 8.50 or so, 8. Yeah, Micah, it's been a slow pre-market for sure. Best is really just not to touch anything. I've had several pre-markets now where I haven't done any trading this month, which feels so weird. So I guess PRVB really comes down to how well it's going to hold here, and then watch it into the open. If we go to the 15-minute chart, you can see a little bit of consolidation now right below that big 12. Let's go to the 4-hour. So we have that good upside till around 15 before major resistance comes in. And then probably looks like around 18 is worth noting. TLC still selling off as well. Lot of tickers today, guys. A lot of tickers. So if you guys know, or if you guys joined the course, if you've been part of this program, or just live streams in general for a little bit, I'll post the link to the PDF. But you know what we're usually looking for. Let's actually go ahead and open it. Slides checklist here. Good reminder. Tradable stock, less than 50 million. Catalyst, strong spike history, good daily room to run. So good daily chart, fast rate of change, ideally between $2 and $7. That's also why I didn't do a lot of trading yesterday, because the tickers were a little bit out of my price zone. It's not necessarily that they don't move the same. It's just the dynamics change a little bit. Sometimes you're trading mid caps, which oftentimes fake out a little bit, and you have to be a little bit more reserved for trading mid caps. I tend to avoid it because I've kind of conditioned myself for these small caps, and I end up tripping over myself quite a bit with mid caps. Either way, what you're always asking yourself is, what's the most obvious gapper right here? And I don't know if we have a real answer to that at the moment. PIRS had a pretty nice sell-off. Well, we haven't reviewed this one yet. US Biotech, 56 million float, received here 20 million as an upfront payment, and is eligible to receive more than 1.4 billion in additional potential milestone payments plus royalties for commercialized programs. I love collaboration kind of catalysts. They're some of my favorite. USA Biotech, 56 million float. So definitely in the range of what we're usually looking for. In terms of how it's trading here pre-market, it's a little bit rough, but it's definitely finding some support, possibly around 225, 223, maybe 220. So there's a lot of tickers with, I feel like, pretty nice upside potential. So it's kind of picking and choosing here which one's going to actually end up being the best for us. TLC is still selling off. I had an alert on this one. That's not going to go off pre-market, so I'm just going to remove it. It's hard not to keep an eye on the top two gainers right now, TLC and PRVB, both of which are selling off kind of aggressively right now. Sometimes I always like to think about, or I also like to think about, you know, what's a ticker that has been kind of selling off here quite a bit pre-market that might have a big opportunity for a red to green move, and I feel like ANPC could be an opportunity for that. Right now it's below 5.5. I think if ANPC starts running into, I don't know, 525 and south of that, I might jump on this one for a dip trade red to green or something like that. PIRS, I think, also has big opportunity here for a nice little pop to the upside at one point. I don't know. We'll keep on thinking here. We'll return to it in a few minutes. Let's just make sure we are up to date on the news. Just actually, let's look at some indexes quickly here. Starting with on the daily chart, Dow Jones roughly at 350 at the high, so right now it's at 343, so it found maybe a temporary bottom here, who knows. Right now it had that attempt to break lower, but it bounced right back up. NASDAQ here with that high of 14, right now it's at 13.6 thousand. Also had a little bit of a fake out here to the downside and then bouncing up really nicely. Question is, are we going to have this, you know, double top here? Are we going to have a continuation, or is this a bit of a dead cat bounce and we're going to run lower already? So it's a little hard to say. I don't, you know, even bother trying to predict the indexes, but it's always good to be aware of where they generally are, because sometimes if you are crawling into these big support zones, you can expect in the next, you know, few days or so a potential bounce. SPX also kind of bouncing here, so it could be kind of a mixed day, kind of a small green or a small red day. It kind of feels like right now the SPY is just slightly green, so you can see we are slightly green, so it looks like we will probably open slightly green. Bitcoin, some other cryptocurrencies down, we'll review that in a second. There's a good read here on the journal, the arrest of the journalist in Belarus that we'll review in a little bit as well. Here's a cool graphic here, what Toulouse massacre destroyed about 100 years ago, home of Black Wall Street, before it was set on fire. You can find on the New York Times homepage. History has always been one of my favorite topics. So tech had a little bit of a rally yesterday. Here you can see the NASDAQ rally closed at 1.4% to the upside. Belarus still popping up everywhere. Makes sense. It was just ruled yesterday. And again here, Belarus. Oh, this must be so painful. Looks like Cathie Wood pulled off a Winkler move here when I totally sold Playboy up like 20% and then it runs like 100%. Cathie Wood ditched Virgin Galactic stock right before it surged. Woo! We all know space surged they bounced about 100%. Ridiculous. We were able to walk away with 30% of that move, but yeah, we also left a lot of money on the table there. Let me actually quickly share this G0 article with you guys on the situation here. What will the EU do and what will it not do about Belarus? So for anyone that doesn't know, Lukashenko, who's kind of Europeans' current dictator here for 27 years in Belarus, got fighter pilots to take down a commercial jet and force it to land on a bomb threat, basically fake news, so they can arrest the journalist on board. And now they're threatening him or with offense to put him behind bars for 15 years. That's the current kind of situation. The EU right now, they already opposed sanctions. I think one of their biggest sanctions right now is that Belarus Airlines, which I think there's only one major one, can't fly into the EU airspace. So that's a pretty big one, but it doesn't seem like it's enough to move the needle here. Just last week, and this is, Belarus has been in the news so much lately with the kind of rigged elections that were popping up. What was that, a few months back? And then here's just, kind of the things that's going on over there. Just last week, Lukashenko passed a law that authorizes police to shoot protesters. I mean, talk about stressful. Why does the EU have so little leverage with Belarus? The EU needs Russian energy to keep its lights on, and the decent amount of its import oil and gas flows through the pipelines that traverse through Belarus. That's why it's so important that Europe becomes a little bit more energy self-reliant. And that's why there's so many debates and backlashes on building that big pipeline that goes basically from Russia through Europe and into Germany and so forth. Good little read here on G0, guys. If you are not part of it, I would definitely recommend checking out this newsletter. They always have nice in-depth articles. Definitely worth looking into. Coinbase here made the headlines on Morning Brew because Goldman Sachs gave it a buy rating here and called it a good investment or way to get into cryptocurrency. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to review here. San Francisco has a major shoplifting problems. Walgreens says that thefts at its locations in San Francisco were 4 times the chain's natural average. Wow, that's crazy. It had to close 13 stores in the area mainly because of shoplifting epidemic. What? San Francisco's always been a little bit shady. Every time I've been there, I always was like, this is gotta watch out here. Again, Belarus flight. Cold calls, head to the DMs. Ay. Peloton is investing $400 million into its U.S. manufacturing facility in Ohio, which could project to turn out bikes and treads, and so treadmills, I suppose, by 2023. There we go. Infinity Master, yeah. Honestly, Playboy was such a disaster for me. I walked away green, but I talked about selling too early. Yeah. Every now and then, you totally miss something like that. It is what it is. I think for Kathy Woods, it's extra bad because she's under the microscope. I mean, for me, it's like, ugh, but, I don't have the whole entire finance world breathing down my neck, which is probably not very fun. Definitely does not help decision making. I mean, it took me a long time to become comfortable day trading and streaming. That was a bit of a mental hurdle here. PRVB popping back up. Let's kind of get back to the tradings here. The market's going to open up in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Just a quick little view of crypto. Overall, there's been really big bounces in crypto. Today, there's a bit of a sell-off, which is, totally expected, I would say, after that huge bounce. What was Ethereum? Ethereum was up like at 40% in one day. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Microsoft crawling up here in the Infinity market cap overall assets. Gold still around 12 trillion, not really budging too much. Tesla popped up just a little bit here. They're finally below 600 billion. I think Tesla might be a good buy. Bitcoin, Tencent, Facebook. All right. Things are looking good, guys. trending news is just all over the place. Sweet, sweet. PIRS also forming a little bit more of a bottom here. We might have an interesting open. Appreciate that, Infinity Master. Yeah, California is... It's a little bit of the, I don't know, the stereotype of an American in a little way. You have kind of the extremes on both ends, right? There's not so much of, like, I feel like when you think about Europe, you think about like kind of a larger middle class, like kind of like there's not like extreme rich and there's not usually extreme poverty. Is that kind of like the bird's eye view nutshell? But in America, it's like, you know, it's great if you have money. If you don't have money, there's not that social net, right, that exists in Europe. Europe has a lot of those social institutions that can be great, very beneficial for the society as a whole, that I feel like America doesn't have as much. It's my perspective, as I kind of in between both places quite a lot. Another 2 minutes before the market opens. Again, I don't see anything that, you know, I want to jump on right away. I do feel like there's a few tickers now that sold off a little bit that might be worth jumping on kind of quickly after the market opens. I mean, PIRS, TLC also had a bit of a pullback here. PRVB also had a big pullback. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a quick, you know, 9%, 1 minute spike to the upside. You're also risking that same spike to the downside. So it's usually not a play that I make, but it is one that we see often in either direction. ANPC, I think, is probably going to be one of the kings of that move today. Let's see how it goes. That's why we all have to vote for Meet Kevin. Oh man, life. The amount of companies that screwed day traders and whatnot, retail traders with their offerings, I've lost count. It happens so much. That's why I have a little bit of a paranoia day trading after like 10 o'clock, after 10:30, even pre-market. Every time I hold the ticker for more than a few minutes, I'm just like, oh my god, there's going to be an offering. It's like, at one point, I think it's almost, I have PTSD from it. I have to really overcome that a little bit because I think it does throw off my trading and I don't hold my wins long enough because of that thought sometimes. All right, guys, another minute here, or 10 seconds before the market opens. Good luck, everyone. Time of forest day. Let's get ready. Auto send on, 1,000 shares ready to go. I'll be switching around back and forth. I got kind of my eyes open here. We'll see. Good luck, guys. ANPC peeling, making the moves. ANPC, I was thinking, could be one of the better candidates for a quick shot to the upside. Right now it's having a quick little pullback after opening a little bit higher. Could be a good move. I gotta say, it's quite tempting to buy in this area. Markets are not so red or green today, which is good. So TOS shouldn't be having major issues. Sometimes that's my biggest concern trading around the open is TOS lags, and usually that's extra the case when the market's moving a lot. 57 looks like it's forming a little bit of support here. See if we can Fill in a position. Small size long there at, no, okay, big drop, huh? Look at that. All right, I guess we're in the game here. Watching, watching, watching. Here, 130, possible bounce zone. Watching at 27, might get a half size. I'm about 25% in this position, so fairly small size here. Watching the order flow, watching 530. That's a critical spot for this ticker. Still a little bit of selling off going on. It's bigger sell-off for sure. I'm gonna cut my losses there and see if I could do a rebuy on this one. That was actually a little bit smoother of a stop than I was expecting. 6 million float, so quick moving ticker. So I gave back some profits on ANPC. Not a big deal. Watching the other tickers on my second screen and still not seeing anything I really like. PIRS might actually be making a red degree move here, worth keeping an eye on. Let me go back to ANPC. I think this could be a ticker that warrants a second trade. I was originally saying here at 525 would be a great spot to buy a dip on this one. So right now we're approaching these zones. Just because my first trade was bad on it doesn't mean I need to throw this one away. 517. That's why it's always good to trade smaller size at first until you really get some really good setups. So that saved me. If I went full size, $20,000, that would have been a big loss. So I went 25% of my average size. Support coming in here a little bit, down about 8%. I think we might see a little bit more of a sell-off. I'm actually just watching this one here, 518. Let's see what else we can get. Because we know we have bigger support right around 5. So I'm not sure if we're going to crack this 16 zone. I'm not really sure if we will. Most tickers are selling off quite a bit though right now, so at least that allows me to be a bit more relaxed and focus on this ticker. Here's a move back up. Nice, 2%. I was kind of hoping it would sell off a little bit first, and then I would jump on it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to chase it in this area because I do think there's a good chance it might see the low 5s. So I gave back a little bit of profits there. I'm only up 230 now. That's fine. TLC, watching this one. Could also warrant a pullback. Kind of dried up here a little bit. We had a lot of mid pre-market tickers that could be, but right now it's hard to find one that's actually warranting a bit more trades on it. TIGR, this is a new ticker we weren't watching pre-market. It wasn't up enough, but right now it's actually rallying pretty good. 4%, fast rate of change, $20. A little bigger resistance here. Let's see if it breaks. The TIGR I think is worth watching. Oh, computer going a little slow right now. Nice. PIRS guys popping up here for a possible continuation. Whereas 56 million float, so it should be a little bit more stable. It had a really shaky open though. Here we go. See, this is ANPC. Look at that flush again. So it was good that we held off on that. Could see another flush. I would probably consider throwing some size on that one, right shy of. Nice bounce here on TIGR. PIRS might be the one to watch right now. Has a decent amount of sellers. Oh wow, huge buyers there though. Big resistance coming up around 247. Nice breakout there on TIGR. I was curious on buying this one. Probably should have jumped on it, but there's a few tickers that I was kind of trying to keep my eye on here. $9.37, so we're still really early into the day. We'll go along with about 100 shares. ANPC might dip again. Slow. Congrats to anyone that milked TIGR. That was a really nice pullback here. Good second flag as well. Quick move there, back to 9. Failed breakout on PIRS. Looks like a bit of a shooting star. Still sellers. Choppy patterns, huh? ANPC trying to crawl back here. I'm thinking about maybe trading this one if we break 5 slightly for a dip trade. Otherwise, I'm not sure. TIGR, nice continuation. Yeah, that's probably the best at the moment. EDU is a very slow one to be trading, so I don't think I'm going to be touching that one. Rate of change is a little too slow for me. TIGR still looking like one of the best tickers. ANPC. AMC being called out. Let's look at it. AMC actually is definitely tradable, but very slow rate of change, but perfect price action. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm not blown away by any setup. I did like the potential on ANPC. I was looking for a second trade on it, but now it's behaving a little bit differently than I thought it would, so I'm not jumping on it. UIEN is lacking, I feel like, volume at this point. Rate of change though is nice on it. Yeah, I guess I'll just give it a little bit longer here. I'm not seeing anything that's making me super excited, so no point in jumping on anything blindly. I'm still liking TIGR and PIRS, but I missed my entries on them, so TIGR trying to go for a new hive day. Boom. New minute starting here. Let's see if it holds. Bread's calling out riot. That's been your go-to ticker for so long. I'd be a little bit nervous here on TIGR, but probably better not to listen to me since I haven't traded this one at all. PRVB is lacking volume, but the fact that it's not selling off that much could make it a good little turnaround ticker at one point. I'm going to create an alert on this one. See if it starts turning around here at one point. I feel like it might. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Dude, if it's working, that's all that matters, right? PIRS with a bit of a flush here. Maybe 235 VWAP's going to break as well. Markets are pretty consistent right now. Technically the overall market is in a good condition for small caps to shine. So I'm thinking, you know, when are we going to get something? Here we go, PIRS. Could be a retrace potential. I usually like tickers that are over 40%. Right now we're not getting anything over 40%. I know OCGN's being called out a lot. I feel like I have kind of a lot on my watch list already. Rate of change isn't the best on it, but could be all right. Remember, guys, if you're trading a ticker and it's working, like, keep going for it. Just because I'm not trading it doesn't mean anything. I might be trading the wrong thing, just like ANPC at the open. Yeah, good volume here, picked up a little bit. Here it was dying. I was a little bit nervous, but look at that. It picked up volume really good. Fast rate of change. So EYEN, it's not actually too bad. I really don't like jumping between so many tickers. Can't wait for us to have just like one or two clear lead gappers. It's really easy to trip over yourself with so many tickers. It's USA Biotech with 16 million flow, top line results, phase 3 clinical trial. So that's a good catalyst as well. Price action is just very shaky. I think there's probably a good chance it might break 617 or so. Right now it had that 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback, so technically it's a pretty decent setup. We'll see. TIGR continues, but a little top heavy here. PRVB, this is the one. Starting to see a little bit of momentum in the right place. ANPC as well. Look at ANPC crawling back up. So it looks like it formed a little bit of a base. I'm not sure if I want to jump on the ticker just yet. If I was long TIGR, I would like to see a bit more volume coming in. It's had a great run though so far, so might could keep going. Very, very consistent run. PIRS is really struggling here to continue that momentum that came out of the gates with. We've seen some pretty strong selling on PIRS pre-market. Made me a little bit worried about how I want to trade this one. So all quiet on the Western stock market front right now. I feel like everything is in a consolidation pending mode. UIEN, failed breakout, now flushing a bit. That rate of change on EYEN makes it very attractive, but also very risky, because you could have it move like this where you buy the breakout and you still can crawl away with like 10%, but then you're risking flushes that have equal mechanics behind them. So I think that was kind of keeping me at bay with EYEN. I don't know, either way, something was keeping me at bay. PIRS, guys, popping up here. $56 million float. Good catalyst. Big resistance at 46 and 42.5 and whatnot. New minute setting up. Is this the break? Boom! All right. Trying for the 2.5. Nice breakout 2.5. I'm not sure if this is going to pull back too aggressively for now. That was big resistance it just broke out of. Still selling off though. Found buyers. Yeah, nice. I didn't think it was going to sell off that aggressively either, so I should have probably jumped on it. Still having good continuation. $9.50. I think if I did get that entry, I think I would have been out already. I don't think I would have held this one very long. For better or worse. Going back down, a bit more sell momentum this time. 246 has huge buyers. Large amount. Let's see what happens here. Could crack it slightly, but I'm a bit pessimistic that it will. Still watching all the other tickers on my second screen, not really seeing any setups that are making me super excited, so I'm just kind of watching PIRS. Tried a few times now to bounce off for 246, which would make me want to cut my position. TIGR also sell. Here we go. Cracking 245, chipping away. No, instantly buyers came back though. Yeah, that was a lot of buyers there. I missed that. That was so quick. I had to be quicker. Nice. Congrats to anyone that got that move past 246. That was kind of my goal. Ended up not making it. It broke 246, went to 245. I was still watching it. Actually went to 244, thinking, okay, this is probably going to be a good buy opportunity, and then it was already gone. So I didn't go quick enough. ANPC selling off. I do have a small, tiny limit order here below 5. Was thinking originally this could be a great buy opportunity on this ticker. We've seen some pretty strong sell-offs here. That was an 8% move, 5% move. I think there's probably a dip buy bounce opportunity on ANPC, but it's probably not the best trade out there. TIGR kind of coming back here to 20. Could be worth trading again. I'm gonna remove my limit order for now. I'll be right back. There we go, ANPC. I'm not sure if it's going to break 5, but I think it could be a good opportunity if it does. PIRS with a good breakout. Already getting buyers on it here. Put an alert there at 502. So far, I think PIRS is one of my more green tickers so far from pre-market, but I haven't really got a trade in on it since. Decent volume still going up, so we're still in a nice uptrend here of momentum. That's usually what I'm looking for. Could be a little bit of a shakeout here first. Small size. Very small size on PIRS flag pattern, looking for a little bit of continuation here. 25% size. So we do have the option to average down. New minute coming up here in 12 seconds. PRVB popping up here, a little bit of a bounce off the lows. I really like these kind of bounces. I do want to kind of keep watching this one, but I don't know. Bounce already happened. TIGR, small trade just now on PIRS. This is about the third pullback here. PIRS could have a good continuation. We broke a lot of resistance on PIRS. I think we might have a room till $2.80, $2.90, $3 maybe. There's going to be a lot of resistance just generally in this zone, so I want to kind of keep my eye on this small area. Back to 57. That could have been a really good entry. $9.59. Usually I'm wrapping it up pretty soon unless I see some really good setups, and I think today's actually a pretty okay day overall in regards to what we're usually seeing, so I'll stick around here a little bit longer. I'm a little bit nervous trading PIRS right now. I feel like it had a lot of good moves, and I don't want to get stuck in a shakeout flush or something like that, just because I needed to get more aggressive here in this area. I think this was my mistake on PIRS. Other than that, I think I don't really have any regrets on PIRS. 9 EMA might break here. This could be the beginning of the backside, but you could still get some really good pullback entries here. And even if it has a fake out, sometimes you could sell into that fake out really quickly. So if there's a move back above 2.6, I'd be selling probably. Let's see what happens. 2.6, chipping away at it. Let's see if we can get to like 62 or something. Here we go. 2.6 chipping. 61. See, I'd be out. If I was long, I'd be out. Well, I would have tried to get out. I don't know if I would have. Woo! I would not be holding here for a continuation. I could be totally wrong, but me personally, I know my style. Big congrats to everyone milking PIRS. This was the clear winner today. Well, not the clear winner. This ended up in hindsight being the winner, the good one to trade. But you know, pre-market, any ticker could have done it. Yeah, see, PIRS, look at this shakeout here on PIRS. I'd be all over the place on this ticker. So buying here, I didn't get a fill, but I was saying I would be selling at around 262. Walked away with those 2% profits or so. I would have been cheesy McCheese nuggets. Right now it's looking a little bit less stable. I think PIRS, as long as it doesn't break, I would say below like 245 or 243, I think I would love to trade it again today. Again, I'm not sure if we will. Right now it looks like it's entering the backside of the move, but I would love to trade this one again. I'll probably have to be off the stream. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Unfortunately, I'm more red than I was pre-market. It always sucks when you lose money when you trade more. It's like kind of the worst part about trading, but it is what it is. It comes with the territory. So I'm going to have to probably call it here at 270. If PIRS, makes a quick move to the downside, I might consider doing a dip trade on this one. I will watch this for a little bit longer after the stream, because I'm thinking if it holds 245 zone above VWAP, we can get a second wave maybe towards 2.8 or $3. And I think, I don't know, PIRS could be a fun one to trade from there. Still making good moves, so it could still be an uptrend. It hasn't broke. It's not in a downtrend yet. Overall, for my IRA account, guys, roughly a break even. I probably want to come out with a video on Swift today, so stay tuned for that one. Oh, PIRS coming back here a little bit. The watch list is on tradejournal.co/Winkler. It's there every morning. PIRS is holding this area. I honestly think if I was trading this one, though, right now I'd be getting chopped out left and right. Thanks, Vinny Master. A lot of brokerages let you use margin with only like $2,000-$3,000. Gonzalo. That's no problem. You have to check out what every broker rules are for margin. Everyone posts it. They're always a little different. All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Let's see if there's anything else for me to say at the moment. No, we're pretty much wrapping up with $270. It's still been a very, very slow month overall. That's totally fine. Last year we had 2 months which were pretty much break even for me, and right now we are, slowly getting through them without any major hiccups, which is nice. So let's see when momentum returns. Maybe it's going to be in June. Maybe it's going to be, mid-June, maybe July. I don't know. We'll see what happens. For now, I'm not going to, get super aggressive on things when I could just be kind of chilly vanilly and saving my energy for streaming longer once it gets really good. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for here. All right, guys. That's going to be everything. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. I really do appreciate it. Easiest way to support the channel. It's always super nice. I think yesterday I published a video and there was like a like right away. And I was like, what? You guys are amazing. So I really do appreciate that. Like always, guys, stay safe. Make some awesome trades. If you keep trading, especially PIRS, this thing is pretty hectic. And I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Ciao, ciao, guys.